Hey, good evening and welcome from Idaho Ice World in beautiful Boise, Idaho. That's Boise, not Boise, Idaho. This is game one of the Mark Gagnon Memorial Tournament, and it's a 16U tournament. So all the teams will be playing will be boys 16 and under. A lot of the tournaments we've been playing have been 18U. This is a 16U show. We're going to kick things off tonight against the IdahoFalls Eagles. And I am here, as always, with the voice of the junior Silvertips, Mike Meetsma.
Hey, good evening.
How you doing, Mike?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing great. We have a little pregame interview here.
We do. We got ourselves lined up. So I'm here with Ainsley Bricker, and she is a freshman at Boise State University studying French education. So, Ainsley, give me a nice French welcome.
Bonjour tout le monde, comment ça va?
Very nice, very nice. I think what she said is, who's the chubby guy with the mic? That's what I think she said. So what I wanted to ask you, Ainsley, is I want to know, like, we're all out of town. We're here in Boise. What are the top three things we should do when we're in Boise?
Well, the first thing is obviously go to Noodles and Company. It's my personal favorite. Get the mac and cheese. Second would be Free Zoo. Everyone's got to go see the top half of the giraffes. And third, Boise State football. If you're into that, we've got a blue turf, so it's pretty unique.
Very nice. We actually had the boys out on the blue today. We got to go on a tour. I think 11 or 12 boys made it out, and we got to go stand on the blue, get our pictures taken. It was excellent. Had one of the boys was hanging from the goalposts even, so it was exciting for us to be out on the blue. So we talked about your top three to-dos. What are your top three to-don'ts in Boise, Idaho?
Well, there's a lot of goose poo everywhere, so do avoid that. It's all over. Second one, Boise State football if you don't like football, which I don't. And third, the green belt at night, unless you're there to smoke weed, which, of course, then you should go there. But, yes.
All right, I've heard good things about the green belt, but green belt at night apparently is sketchy.
It's not the place to go. Yeah, bring a male escort, preferably.
Well, you're going to have to give me directions anyway after the game.
Sounds good. It's over by the Friendship Bridge, eh? All right, well, thanks, Ainsley. Enjoy the game.
All right, so Idaho Falls.
Idaho
Eagles.
Falls. And we're making up the Eagles part. We think that's true, but we could be wrong.
I actually confirmed that. They are actually the Eagles. So we got starting lineup. We got Meetsma, Herman, and Lombard. At the blue line for Everett. Everett goes cross ice for Herman. Herman over the blue, dumps it behind the Eagles zone. Or the Eagles net. Good check hinge by Meetsma along the boards. Comes out picked up by Jack Lombard. Lombard pops it in the corner for Herman. Comes out on the sideboard for the Eagles. Gets knocked down by Lombard. Eagles come over the red line and pump it into the Silvertip zone. Gilmont back over the blue, looking to make a pass to Minaker. Minaker can't quite connect to it, and will go to the Eagle zone for the icing. Go all the way back to the Everett zone for the faceoff. Well, so far so good.
Yeah. Who we got out here? I see it looks like Althoff's line. I see Althoff at center. Can't make out who anybody else is till they start moving.
We got Minaker and Anderson. Anderson through the neutral zone, comes over the blue line. A little offside on Minaker. A little bit excited there.
Yeah, one too many moves there, I think.
Yep, one too many moves. Thought he was going to stream right across. Made a quick little turn. So have a face-off just outside the Eagle zone. Comes back for the Eagles. The Eagles pops it back to the Everett blue line. Picked up by Nouque. Slapped down by the Eagles and popped back into the Silvertip zone. Shuffled off by Zadina. Grabbed up by Nouque. Cross-ice pass. And they're going to wave off. Chased down by Minaker. Good check along the boards by Minaker. Eagles pop it up on the side boards. It gets disrupted by Althoff, but picked up by the Eagles at the red line. Eagles stream into the zone. Looks to take a shot, gets blocked.
Feel like the Eagles could have had more of a breakaway on that. They really kind of waited for a play to develop instead of racing in.
Yep. So it came off front and got covered up by Zadina. Zadina taking the first game of this tournament.
You found yourself a nice piece of glass. I'm looking through this one over here. It's all tinted and ugly and crappy.
It's really
you got a good one
really
here.
Nice and clear, yeah. A good face-off. It pops out to the neutral zone. Disrupted by Corson, and it streams back, gets covered up by Zadina.
Couple of early shots on Zadina. He's looking good so far.
Yep. So we got the Lombard, Herman, and Meetsma line going for the face-off in the Everett zone. The sideboards for, who is that? Oh, that's Gumont, excuse me. Pops out, chased down by Meetsma, collected by Poland, sorry. Comes out on the sideboard for Gumont. Up to Poland up to Meetsma. Gets hit on his skates. Comes out to the blue. Goes back for Gumont at the blue line. Gumont getting a little manhandled. I didn't exactly see what happened there.
Slipped that in glove side low, just right along the ice there. And Zadina just didn't get his timing right. Went right past him.
Yep. That was a that was a 2-on-1. That was a it was a disruption there. Gumont couldn't really hang on to the puck there, and the Eagles popped it in the net. 1-0 lead for the Eagles.
Good job by the Eagles to make the most of that opportunity. There really wasn't much on the shot. It wasn't a particularly impressive play, but they capitalized and got a point and take the early lead. Another icing called here.
Go all the way back to the Everett zone. Comes behind the net for McCutcheon. McCutcheon gets disrupted. And it pops up to the blue line for the Eagles. Eagles takes the shot. It comes right out front. Pops out for Minaker. Comes out to the blue line. Eagles slap it in. The defense not communicating very well. Nouque has it behind the net. Cross-ice pass goes off a skate. Goes right towards Zadina.
That's the third time we've had a clearing pass go right through the middle.
Yep. Comes out for the tips. The tips pop it up into the Eagle zone. Chased down by Minaker. Minaker spins and turns. Tries to put it out for Althoff. It's collected by Althoff behind the net. Tries to put it up high. Popped it out to the blue for Walton. Walton shuffles it back into the Eagles zone for Althoff. Althoff right out front for Corson.
Just missed him. Got it into his skates.
Goes back for Rody. Rody spins over the blue. Turnover at the blue line. Comes out for the Eagles. Eagles takes the shot, gets gloved. Comes out of Zadina's glove, and the Eagles take another shot. Comes back to the blue line. Eagles shuffle it back behind the Everett net, collected by the Eagles at the boards. Pinched at the boards by Rody. Comes out for Corson at the blue, being chased down hard by the Eagles. Picked up by Phillipps. Phillipps over to Kieran. Kieran takes a shot, comes right out front, looking for Corson. Corson spins, goes back to Walton at the blue. Walton kicks and just pumps it into the Eagle zone. Chased down by Wyrick, comes back to the blue.
Great bit of concentration and body awareness there by Walton to keep that puck in the zone at all.
Comes out of the zone, goes right back in. Everett zone chased down by Rody. Rody fighting hard. Comes out for Herman. Herman to Meetsma. Meetsma to Herman. Comes back for Rody. Rody gets knocked right off of his feet.
Big open ice hit there on Rody. He looks all right.
Yep. Shuffle to the sideboards for Meetsma. Meetsma pops it up over the blue line to the red line. Comes up, gets blocked away by the Eagles. Comes up for Poland. Poland streams over the zone, into the Eagle zone, into the corner. Gets knocked here on the boards. Comes out for Meetsma. Meetsma puts it out front. Gets knocked back into the zone by Lombard. Comes all the way out for Gumont. Gumont to Herman. Herman gets a piece of it, and it goes up over the boards into the player's box.
Poland playing down deep on that last shift, and Herman had to stay up high and hold the right point.
Move that. Yeah, I have to move this over a little bit.
Yep.
There we go.
Little adjustment.
Yep. Comes out for Anderson on the sideboards. Looking, goes right out front for Althoff. Althoff tries to take a shot, goes wide. Comes out for the Eagles on the sideboard. Gets collected by McCutcheon. McCutcheon waits too long, and it gets shuffled back, collected by Nouque. Nouque goes cross ice for Minaker, but the pass is ahead of him, chased down really hard by Minaker, and it gets popped back to the Everett zone. Grabbed up by McCutcheon. McCutcheon gets chased down, throws it away to the blue line. Eagles takes a shot, goes wide. Nice hit by Nouque. Comes up for Minaker on the sideboards. Slaps it up. Eagles slap it back into the Everett zone. A little hard time on that breakout there. Comes back into the Eagle zone. Everett does a change out. It's chased down by Corson here in the lower neutral zone. It's disrupted, picked up by Wyrick.
Nice check there.
I don't like that more than I like this.
Brendan Phillipps in there with a good check.
Brendan Wheeling drops it back for Walton. Goes right out front. It gets tipped into the corner by the goalie, picked up by Brendan Phillipps. Brendan tries to do I don't even know what kind of move that was. And the Eagles pop it through a hole in the defense. And it's chased down, and a shot gets blocked by Zadina. Comes out for Walton, I believe, or is that Rody?
Whoa. Man, that was another big hit in the middle of the ice. That was Rody.
Yep, that was Rody.
I don't know if that was the same player who hit him before or not.
Yeah, I don't know. Comes back out for Everett. Looks like the Eagles figured out Everett's breakout here. We got Gumont on the sideboards. Looking to make a pass to Corson. Goes ahead of Corson, and they'll call that an icing. It'll go all the way back to the Everett zone.
7:26 left to go in the first period. Eagles lead 1-0 over the Everett Silvertips. Looks like Herman, Meetsma, and Lombard line is out. These guys are getting a lot of ice time early in the game.
Yep, that's nice. Gumont up. Pops it up over the glass. Gets grabbed up by Herman. Herman pops it into the Eagles' corner. Chased down hard by Lombard. Up for Meetsma. Meetsma tries to dangle. He gets stick checked. Comes back to Meetsma. Meetsma dumps it in the Eagle zone. Chased down by Lombard. Big hit in the corner.
Everett's really have big hits today, big checks.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. He goes back, looks like an offside. We'll have a face-off just outside the Everett zone. Shot by the Eagles.
Oh, boy.
That was a little bit of a scary deal.
Tough to tell at the angle we were at, but it looked to me like that rebound came off the backboards and hit Zadina in the back of his pads.
Yeah.
Lucky that didn't find its way into the back of the net.
Scramble in front of the net. It comes out for Minaker. Minaker goes cross ice to Anderson. Anderson pops it into the zone. And we'll have a icing.
I don't think I've ever seen Everett get quite so many icings so quickly.
No.
I don't know. We're just really missing on those those longer passes. Boys got to find their timing.
Got to find their timing. Timing is important. Got to generate some chances here. So it comes out for Brendan Phillipps. Streams over. Tries to put it over the goalie.
Corson raced in behind to mop up that rebound,
which
and
is great.
couldn't get it in
Yep,
either. I would
yep.
yes, absolutely.
That was
Absolutely
great,
a
yeah.
great play. Just unfortunate neither of them could get it past the goalie.
Yep. McCutcheon chased down at the boards. It comes out, rifling shot by the Eagles, comes back out to the blue line. Eagles pop it behind the zone for the man that's open. They are really aggressive in front of the net there. Everett needs to clean up that. They need to clean up that back end.
Yeah, we just we haven't found our timing on the passes yet, but you're right. It's we're sloppy down low here.
Yep. Yeah, you can't play hockey like this. Walton spins and turns, looks, throws it away. It's picked up by Meetsma, shuffled behind the Everett net. Picked up by Herman. Herman cross-ice pass to Meetsma.
Looks like a penalty call there. Couldn't see the signal. Eagles heading to the box here. We'll see if we can get a look at the signal. Interference. So first power play of the game for Everett at 5:09 in the first period, down 1-0. We have a or a 2-minute advantage, I should say.
Comes back to the Everett D. Comes back to Walton. Walton up to Brendan. Or Phillipps, excuse me. Eagles pop it, and it comes back out to the blue line. And it gets popped over the boards into the Silvertips bench.
Set up on the other side of the ice here, and we can't get a good look at the bench to see what's going on over there today. I'm hoping Strinkert's working hard at the gate.
Yeah, you know what? I gave him some words of encouragement here before he got on the ice.
Well, I was a little bit worried he chose to have pasta with cream sauce for lunch, and we all know that tends to slow the boys down.
Yep.
So I warned him about being lackadaisical on that gate.
Yep. Comes back to the blue for Walton. Walton pops it in for Poland. Comes back for Meetsma. Meetsma battling along the boards here. Grabbed up by Phillipps. Phillipps drops it back to Meetsma. Meetsma back to Walton. Walton looks for a shot. Hip gets blocked by the goalie. Picked up by Herman. Herman right out front, but had Walton pinching, so it goes out of the zone and collected by Walton up to Herman. Herman into the zone, looking for Meetsma. It comes out of the zone, grabbed up by Walton. Walton spins. I love that move Walton does. Comes up for Althoff. Althoff can't connect to it. Picked up by Walton again. Walton takes the shot, gets covered up by the Eagles goalie for the whistle.
Solid shot there. 3:50 to go in the first. 41 seconds left in this power play. So still plenty of time. I really liked on that last series there the drop pass.
Yep.
That was Phillipps did back for Meetsma.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah.
Defense didn't see that coming. It was a good move.
Comes back for Althoff on the sideboard. Spins and turns, brings it back to Rody. Rody to Althoff. Althoff takes a shot, gets gloved by the Eagles goalie. Good goalie.
Rody was trying to bulk up a little bit at lunch. We went over to the Boise River Cafe. on during our tour of the university, and so we were hanging out in the cafe there. Rody was stocking up on pasta and managed to squeeze in a couple ice cream cones as well.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's part of his New Year's resolution.
Hulk up. Comes back behind the net. Gets stopped up by Zadina. Grabbed up by Althoff. Althoff over the red line. Streams in, looks, tries to poke it through the corner. I don't think this goalie is going to have anything of it. Goes back for Rody. Rody pops it back into the corner for Althoff. Althoff comes out front for Lombard. Lombard back to Rody. Rody takes a shot, fans on it, gets blocked by the Eagle player, and it comes out, and we're on a 2-on-1 shot that gets blocked by Zadina.
Eagles are back at full strength.
Grabbed up by Minaker. Minaker pops it off the boards. The Eagles pop it back into the Everett corner. Disrupted by Nouque. Comes back on the side boards for Minaker. And another icing. Nope, they waved it off. Eagles collect it behind their net. Chased down by Corson. Pinched by Anderson. Comes back in the corner for Wyrick. Wyrick battling hard. Comes back for Gumont. Gumont over to Poland. Poland to Corson. Corson streaming over this side. Just shoots it. Phillipps takes a shot at the side of the net. Didn't have a lot of options there, but shots are good. I think we need to be a little bit more creative on this goalie.
Yeah, he put that just in the right spot. The goalie was posted up well, but that was absolutely the perfect spot for for what he could do with that. It's good to get it on net. You're absolutely right. We've given the goalie, I think, a lot of good square shots though. He's had opportunity to be well positioned on all of them. We've got to get him moving side to side, I think.
Good face-off by Herman. Pops out for Meetsma on the sideboard. Meetsma spins, puts it out front. It gets disrupted, comes back out on the sideboard. Comes out front for Herman. Herman spins. Drops it back to Poland. Poland whiffs on the shot, and they've got a 3-on-2 going into the Everett zone. Blocked by Poland.
Nice recovery.
Yeah,
from,
Poland cross-ice
mistake.
pass, yep. Collected by Meetsma. Meetsma pops it over to Herman on the other side of the ice behind the net. Comes off for Lombard. Lombard can't connect to it.
Right at a minute to go left in the first.
Eagles come over. It's a 2-on-2. Rifling shot goes high and wide of the net. Picked up on the sideboards by the Eagles. Disrupted by Lombard.
Let's go, Jack.
Lombard just shuffles it. It gets shuffled into the corner, picked up by the Eagles with 28 seconds left in the first period. Eagles stream out of their zone, chased down by Althoff. Comes over the sideboard for Minaker. Eagles end up taking a shot, goes wide. Picked up by Anderson. And it gets shuffled into the Eagles zone. Chased down by Anderson, picked up by Althoff. And just gets hammered by that first period whistle.
That scoreboard operator wanted to make sure we knew that period was over.
Yeah, it was a long whistle.
They've got a massive scoreboard down there at the other end, but they have virtually no information available on it, so we don't know what the shots on goal were.
I think, in my estimation, it would be the Eagles are up by a few.
Feels like it.
You got that warm-up juice here.
The one thing I was noticing about the Eagles, though, I wouldn't say that they're poor skaters by any stretch, but they've been on the ground a lot.
Yeah.
We've had a number of number of times where we've been able to get them knocked down, they seem to go down kind of easily compared to some of the competition that we've seen. And a couple of the boys at least are a little slow to get back to their feet. So if we're able to keep up with the physical play and the Eagles are maneuvering like that, I think there's a fair chance that we're going to get an opportunity out of it. I'm trying to cover for you, boy. You're making it hard.
That's awesome.
You got to work slow, little sips.
Yep, you got to work slow. I needed a little boost on that one. So going into the second period, score 1-0, pretty tight game. I think. What do you think the junior Silvertips need to do coming into the second period here?
You know, honestly, I think there were two things to me. One was that we just weren't connecting on the longer passes.
Yep.
If we can get our timing down, get our passes figured out, I think that's going to work for us. And the other is we just got to get that goalie moving a little bit and not give him, straight on shots that he has a moment to position for. If we can change those two little things, I think we can make this work.
Yeah, you got to stop hammering that goalie in the chest, Comes back for Herman. Herman looking for Lombard, doesn't quite connect to it. Goes over the line for Herman. Herman spins on the side boards. Really getting disrupted. Comes out to the blue for Rody. Rody over to Walton. Walton snaps it into the corner for Meetsma. Meetsma back to Walton. The puck's bouncing a little bit. Walton, collected back, bounces it on the sideboard, doesn't connect to anything, and it comes back to the Everett zone. Going to be collected by Rody. Rody slams it behind the Everett net, and it gets popped back into the corner, grabbed up by Herman. Lombard over to Herman. Herman streaming up to the zone, just dumps it into the corner. And that line goes for the chase, or goes for the change. Chased down by Meetsma in the corner. Meetsma goes back to Gumont. Gumont takes a shot. Looks like it got blocked. Goes to the sideboard for Minaker. Back to Rody. Rody over to Anderson. Lost sight of what was happening there. Picked up by Althoff. Back to Gumont. Over to Rody. Rody takes a high shot. Goes in the net. I'm not sure if that was tipped or.
It didn't look like it to me. I think that got through clean.
Yep.
Beauty shot by Bryson Rody.
So that's a great. That's a great thing. A lot of coverage in front of the net. Goalie can't see it. Goalie was down. And you just have a high shot. It looked like it went over her shoulder, something like that.
We've been talking in the last game or two about how Bryson's been taking that big hammer shot from the point.
Yep.
And that sooner or later he was going to land that. That was a perfect time to get the equalizer goal and get us right back to even. 14:23 left in the second period. Lots of time in this game.
Comes up for Anderson. Anderson pops it into the zone. Comes popping out. Back to Gumont. Gumont over to Poland. Poland pops it over the board, trying to connect with Minaker, but gets disrupted and chased down by Gumont in the Everett zone. Gumont tries to do a cross-ice pass and connect with Anderson, but the Eagles pop it back into the zone, and it will be grabbed up by Poland. Poland streams over the blue line. Looks to take a shot, and he fans on it. That's that situation that we've been talking about. If you as a defense are going to go all the way, you got to have a solid shot.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't afford to leave that puck loose.
Nice hit by Nouque. Cross-ice pass to Wyrick. Wyrick dumps it in the corner, chases hard after it. Gets hammered at the boards, but comes out with a puck. Comes down to Nouque. Nouque rifle shot. Looks like a glove save or a pad save by the Eagles goalie.
Hey, well, Wyrick was just out on that shift, and we're in the second period, and that's a perfect time for everybody's favorite segment, What Would Wyrick Remember?, which is our opportunity to talk about whatever piece of equipment it was that Aiden Wyrick forgot to bring with him to the game. Now, first off, I have to begin by issuing a retraction. On Saturday, January 10th, we thought that Wyrick actually forgot to remember to forget something and actually had all his gear. But it turned out after the game, I saw Aiden leaving, and he was wearing his dress clothes, had on his black slacks, walking out. Slacks were just a little bit short, and underneath them, bright white socks. So I says, hey, what's going on there, Chuck? And Chuck says, oh, I forgot my dress socks. So
excellent.
It turned out that he did not forget something on Saturday the 10th. Today, however, Aiden got all the way to the rink.
It's a different story.
Left his jerseys back at the hotel. So back Mom goes. Susie was just pleased as punch to be going back to the hotel to get Wyrick's jersey. So quite a bit of action covering that, but that was today's segment, sponsored by Acme of What Won't Wyrick Remember?
That was great. You know, I got to experience firsthand the excitement in his mom's eyes. There's a shot by the Eagles, goes high and wide. Goes over Zadina's glove, picked up by Nouque. Nouque taps it off the boards. He goes to break out for Meetsma. Meetsma taps it off the boards into the Eagles zone. And there was some sort of a shot there that I missed, and it got covered up by the Eagles goalie for the whistle.
Yeah, a bit of a dribbler there. I didn't see a whole lot going, but the goalie got a piece of it, got it covered.
Shot on goal nonetheless, and that's what we're looking for.
Scores tied 1-1 at 12-12 in the second period.
Comes back for Rody. Rody takes the shot. Gets nicely gloved up by the Eagles goalie.
That wasn't a bad shot either.
No,
he had it right where it needed to be. And the goalie had to move a little bit side to side to get a piece of it. So again, good all around.
Comes out for Phillipps. Phillipps to Wyrick. Wyrick takes a shot on the goalie. Looks like the net came dislodged. So they'll blow it down and they'll fix that. And we'll wait for a face-off. So we've got the Wyrick, Phillipps, Corson line. Comes out to the side boards, grabbed up by Corson. Comes back to the blue line. Eagles get tripped up. I think Walton for a moment there forgot which way he was going. Did you see that?
It was
like, oh, whoa, wait, I got to turn around. Rody to Walton. Walton off the boards to Phillipps. Gets disrupted. It wasn't a hard enough pass. Comes back, will be grabbed by Rody. Rody gets kind of taken off the puck. Grabbed up by Wyrick. Wyrick on the side boards. Trying to go all the way for Corson. Corson just couldn't get a piece of that. That would have been a righteous shot. Comes back.
Nice word.
Yeah, righteous.
Hey!
Was that a Wyrick or was that a Brendan Phillipps?
It was Wyrick over to Phillipps.
Wyrick over to Phillipps. Nicely done. That's a good successful line there.
Wow, big loud cheer from the boys over there. So the Silvertips take the lead 2-1 at 11:02 in the second.
Doing a good job there.
We were just checking in. Susie Brillout Jensen is doing some live score updating on the Team Snap website for all the folks who can't be here with us today.
Big hit by Minaker. Minaker with an elbow up to the face that got missed by the referees. Or that's what I saw, at least. Eagles streaming into the zone. Oh, going to take a shot.
Beautiful shot.
Yeah, it goes right over. Zadina believed that he had his glove on that, and it just hit the top corner.
Hit the top post and bounced in.
Bounced in.
Number 31 showboating a little bit there
Yeah.
at the end. I don't know if
Yeah.
that was on camera, but he was
No, I didn't get that.
he was definitely calling for some praise.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I mean, they're hugging and
Well, here we are again. All
here we
tied
are,
up,
all
2-2.
tied up.
10:42 left in the second period.
Lots of hockey left. Comes back for Gumont. Gumont pops it up for Althoff. Althoff fighting. It gets popped back and popped back in. Back to Gumont. Gumont looking cross-ice pass for Anderson. Yeah, it's those type of passes that it's like it's a flop pass, it's a saucer pass, that's not a saucer pass, that is just, it's not going to connect with anything.
Yeah, and that one in particular had a risk of being just intercepted and
Yep.
taken in on an
Oh, yeah.
absolute streaking breakaway.
Yeah, streaking. That's a good word. I like that, streaking. Like a little bit of
I've
righteous
heard that about you.
streaking.
Like
Did I
the
like streaking?
That's what
Yes.
I've heard.
We'll have a face-off here in the Everett zone. Nouque up to Meetsma. Meetsma streams into the zone, looking for...
Hey, there we go.
I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Was that a back and forth between Meetsma and Herman?
I
Or-
couldn't tell for sure. I think so.
Or
But there was so
Lombard?
much action so quick, and the goalie got a piece of the first shot, and somebody mopped up, I think.
Yep.
Outstanding.
Nice job. You know what? I like that right off the bat. Let's
Yeah.
let's show them
Answer it.
Yep. That was a great answer by Herman, Lombard, and Meetsma.
I've got my glasses on so I can see down that far, and there was so much happening so fast.
Yeah. I don't even know if I got that on tape or not. Comes up for Meetsma. Meetsma streaming on the sideboards. Goes behind the net, looking to set something up. He puts it right out front for Nouque. Nouque pops off a shot. Goes wide. Gets tipped back for Meetsma. Meetsma puts it right out front, but can't connect to Lombard. Comes out for the Eagles. Eagles take a slapper, and it hits McCutcheon in the back as he's turning. It's grabbed up by Herman. Herman up to Phillipps. I can't tell who's on the ice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. I thought maybe that was too many men on the ice for a moment.
Not sure what that was. A lot of chatter going on here. Somebody going to the box? One or two, maybe. I can't tell.
Yeah, I don't know.
The officials have an awful lot to say here to the Idaho Falls bench.
Yeah, so we have a
Number 70 going to the
Yep.
box for sure.
not happy. So it looks like Eagles have 4 players. So okay. So we'll have a face-off here in the Eagle zone.
Wait. They only got 3 out? They only had 3 out, it looks like.
Yep. Okay.
Unclear what that penalty
Yeah.
was.
McCutcheon pops it into the Eagle zone. Comes right out for Phillipps. And his wheeling and dealing caused an offside. Had to throw that in there at least once.
You got to work it in.
Yeah, you
You
gotta
don't
work
even really have to work it
Yeah.
in. It just naturally works its way in.
It does. It does. And now the boys are giving me a hard time about it.
If it's not that, it'll just be something else.
They're like, what's up, Meets? Are you wheeling and dealing? Comes back, collected by McCutcheon. McCutcheon over the blue line. Drops it back for Brendan Phillipps. Brendan to McCutcheon. Goes to take a shot, gets blocked.
It was an interesting play. I'm not sure what to make of it.
Yeah, it's a little bit dangerous. Is he playing forward? Like, I can't tell who's playing D and who's not.
I don't think he was playing forward. I think he just rushed that one up, took it in, felt like he could get in there. Oh, good shot, good opportunity.
Crazy shot by Nouque. There was a scrum in front of the net there, between Wyrick and Phillipps. and trying to jam it home, and it popped out, and it came all the way back, and a blasting shot by Nouque. Back behind the net, collected by McCutcheon. McCutcheon cross ice pass, Corson yelling for it. Well, and it comes right out front for Phillipps. Phillipps has his head down, and what?
They're calling that a goal. So I thought I saw that go into the goalie's glove, and I wonder if it rolled up over the top and down the backside. Because I thought I saw him glove it.
I'll go ahead and take that any day. You got a little dancing fans over here, yeah. Whoop whoop, raise the roof, right?
That's right. Ainsley and Athena are turning up over there.
There we go.
That's how the college girls do.
Yeah, that's right. All we need is a little bit of bass. Bring in the bass. Comes back to the Eagle zone. Comes up for Walton. A little turnover in the neutral zone, center ice. Bopped into the zone by Althoff. Oh, Althoff takes a shot, goes high and wide. Hinched up by Walton. He gets popped out of the zone. Chased down by Rody and an Eagle player. Good job by Althoff to peel that out of there. Comes on the sideboard for Anderson. Anderson back to Althoff. A scrum on the boards.
A lot of people don't realize that Althoff just recently passed his master's certification as a slip and slide rider. He gets all greased up, and he can really go.
Master certification. I bet you there's a lot of schooling for that. Comes back.
Yeah, there's a test and everything.
There's a test and everything. Yeah. Well, you have the application. You have the dynamic of the sliding. There's a lot of factors there. Comes back to the blue for Rody. Rody does a good job keeping that back in. It comes out to the blue. Disrupted, and the Eagles pop it out. And it's chased down by Rody. Rody spins, drops it back behind the net for Walton. Walton not quite ready for that, but he collects it through the zone. Comes out for Meetsma. Lot of stuff happening there, and it looks like it got covered up. Covered up for the whistle.
Silvertips leading 4-2, 6:05 left to go in the second. I felt like that first period just sailed by, but the second period's a little slower here with the penalties and the scoring.
Comes back, Silvertips shot.
That was the strangest cover I've ever seen. Did you see, the goalie put his hands up, one in each corner, and then was in the full butterfly. I've never seen that before.
I've never seen that. Maybe that's an Idaho thing. That's a
could be.
It's an Idaho technique of making sure it doesn't fly.
Holy cow, that was a hard hit.
I think that's going to be a boarding.
A little frustration there, I think, from the Idaho players.
Interference.
Oh my goodness, that was a big hit.
Yeah, that was a hit on Gumont, actually.
Well, we'll take that all day long. Gooey's fine.
What?
He said, who needs Wi-Fi?
Who needs Wi-Fi?
All right, here we go.
I can't hear him.
Who needs Wi-Fi, dog?
Von Rody over here, I suspect.
Von Rody, yeah. So Von Rody's on the phone, and he's streaming the game there, which is fine. You know what? You want to pay for that? That's great.
I think I was pulling there, just put a nice shot.
Oh, that was good. That's
right
good.
In the goalie's glove.
You're paying me? Fine then. Have on the bar.
Nice face-off. It comes back to the blue. To Meetsma. Meetsma back to Poland. Poland back to Meetsma. Meetsma right through the It's right through the crease for Lombard. Can't quite connect to it. Comes back to the blue. Back for Herman. Herman puts it right out front for Meetsma. Meetsma shot. And Idaho pops it up into the Everett zone.
I'm liking that you started shortening up the blue line to the blue.
We got
out on the blue today here in Boise.
That's right.
And I think it's had a positive effect on you.
It has. Well, it's a lot. It's a lot shorter. Comes back, drop back for Poland over to Walton. Walton takes a shot, comes right out front, gets covered by the Eagles goalie. Having some good aggressive play here with this line. They just can't quite connect it through that crease there.
Yeah, you can feel a little bit more confidence, a little bit more swagger in the Tips here now with a 2-goal lead. They're playing a more aggressive game, putting more shots on net.
Yep.
You feel that momentum.
I do. I feel it. So we got the Phillipps, Wyrick, and Corson line. We'll see what they can do with it here today. Or not today, right now. Chased down here in the zone by Nouque. Nouque up to Phillipps. Phillipps into the zone.
This line's been effective today, but mostly when Rody's been in on defense.
Yeah, exactly. Cross-ice pass there for McCutcheon. McCutcheon taking too much time. Drops it back for Poland. Poland takes a shot, gets blocked.
Was the same play in exactly the same spot he did it before. I don't suspect Idaho will let him do that a third time.
No, I don't think so. Grabbed up by Nouque. Nouque hands McGraw. Goes over, takes a shot, gets blocked. Stuffed by... Oh, I thought that went in.
No, it got out to the goalie's right there.
So that was Wyrick right there, ready for that rebound.
Idaho came back at full strength just as that shot came through.
So we'll have a face-off in the Eagle zone. Looked like a shot here hit the post. Comes on the sideboard for Anderson. Anderson looks to Walton at the blue. Walton takes a turn, looks for it, hits the post. And it comes back, collected by Walton. Walton pops it over for Minaker. Minaker chases it down. Comes right out front for Althoff. Althoff takes a shot. Blocker saved by the Eagles. Comes out to the corner. Althoff with it behind the net. Looking for Rody right in front of the net. Doesn't quite connect to it.
It's a bit of a surprise to see Rody in that low, but I was glad somebody was there in front of the net.
Anderson on the sideboards gets disrupted. Picked up by Althoff to Minaker. Minaker puts it back up to the blue, but nobody's there. Chased down by Rody. Good job by Rody.
He's having a heck of a game today.
Yep.
Maybe having Dad on the iPad's good for him.
Rody just tagged the referee with his trying to clear the pass. Referee, of course, blew that down.
A little calisthenics going on back here.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm impressed.
A little bit. You always got to stay limber in the cold, Brian.
That's right.
Always got to stay limber in the cold.
That's right. That's right.
My body's feeling it today. Let me tell you. Comes up for Meetsma over the blue. Spins, comes back out to the blue. Popped in by Gumont. Comes back for Gumont. Gumont spins and turns. Behind the net for Meetsma. Meetsma over to Herman. Herman deep in the corner, goes behind the net. Looks, puts it out front, but gets covered up by the goalie. That's Herman and Meetsma's kind of signature move, right? That's the go hard into the corner right before you go behind the net, slide it right out front for the tap in. But this goalie has this goalie's got
that covered.
Got that covered pretty well.
And there's a blast of cold air coming from somewhere.
Oh, blowing right up my skirt.
Or your kilt.
Or my kilt, yeah. Comes for
Penalty
Phillipps.
call.
Phillipps gets tripped up on the play, and that will be tripping on the Eagles.
I wasn't quite sure they were going to call that. We'll take
Yeah.
that penalty.
Yeah. I'll take that penalty any day. So with 1:56 left in the second period, I don't think Everett has taken a penalty yet.
I thought we had the first one, but maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, I could be wrong.
No? Shoot, now I can't remember.
It's a little hard to tell.
I was thinking we had the very first penalty
Yep.
of the game, but maybe we didn't.
It's up for Wyrick. Wyrick back to Nouque. Nouque taking a shot. Slides out. It comes, and it's just scrambling in front of the net. Shot after shot by Phillipps and Corson. Good job by Nouque. Nouque learned here a couple practices ago. Take it off the boards. Take a couple side steps. Take it off of the boards, and look for the opportunity for a shot. He's doing a great job with that. Comes out for the Eagles, blocked by Nouque. McCutcheon throws it into the zone, gets blocked, and it gets blown down on the play. I'm not exactly sure why it got blown down,
I
but
think it might have been offsides. So interestingly, McCutcheon is he's started up a new hobby. He's been breeding Shih Tzus with cockadoodles, and that's been really interesting for him. But he got a cease and desist order because it turns out that a Cocker Shih Tzu was already copyrighted by Taco Bell. So he's had to stop doing that.
I don't even know what to say to that, Brian. I don't even know what a Cocker Shih Doodle. What? I know that
Cockadoodles and Shih Tzus. I'm telling you, it's the wave of the future.
Really. Nice shot here through the crease. Comes back for Walton.
Just under a minute to go here.
Back to Rody at the blue. Rody just winding down the clock. Goes over to Walton. Walton pinches in. Goes back to Rody. Rody's looking for a shot. Slapper gets tipped. Goes wide. Goes back to Rody at the blue. 24 seconds left. Comes out for Althoff. Althoff takes a shot. Goes back in the corner. Collected again. It'll go over to Walton. Walton line up a shot. Got blocked by Eagles player. Just laid down in front of it. They try to go right in front. It comes out for Althoff.
There it is.
There it is. Score by Althoff. Puts it in the top corner, I believe.
Yeah, boy, I could just see it. You could see that moment
Really,
there where it was ready for him.
There it is, yep.
All he had to do was lift it, and he got a hold of it.
That was a great job there.
Well, that's a goal by all three lines now. That's good to see.
Yep. Share the wealth. Back on your, back on your dog thing. I know that, you can do like a lots, like a Lhasa Apso and a poodle, and it's lots of poo.
Lots of poo. I thought it was a Lhasa doodle, but hey.
Or it's, there's a.
I think the period ended.
There's a Shih Tzu and a Lhasa Apso. That's a lots of shit. Maybe I should cut that out of the video. I don't know. It's all good, right? Anyway, score 5-2. We're looking for an interview.
Well, you know what? We don't have any people near us today, but I wanted to share something today. So, although maybe sounding slightly self-serving, our manager Sandy Herman did a nice job today setting up a tour for us over at Boise, and we got to go tour their new football facility, which was quite a treat. Really a world-class.
Yeah, that was
facility.
really excellent.
I was super impressed.
I was super impressed.
We got to see their workout facilities and the kind of their whole major behind the scenes of a major football operation kind of view. We saw their weight room. We saw kind of what they did with nutrition.
Well, and their whole their video review, their auditorium for their team, where the coach takes and talks to them about life and.
Well, that was maybe the best part. We got to see a lot of really cool things, and we got to go out on the field. But Coach Ken Broussard came out and talked to us about how they help prepare the college boys for life in college and after. And he talked about the 4 priorities that he had for the boys. And he wants them to continually be working to get better, get incrementally better every single day. And the priorities for those boys, and he told our boys they should think of these priorities too. It's number 1 to be the best student they can be and really prepare themselves for their future lives. And number 2 was to be the best son you can be, to be respectful of your parents and to prepare yourself to be a parent someday. And then 3rd, to be the best athlete they can be, to be working hard in the weight room and be working on their nutrition and be working on their game. And then finally, to be the best person that they can be.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was just great. I mean, all around the experience was great. So thank you, Sandy Herman. Comes out of the sideboard for Meetsma. Goes out front for Lombard. Lombard can't connect to it. Comes out for Herman. Goes back to the D. Gets disrupted, and the Eagles take it out of the zone.
Herman playing the Angry Beaver there, pounded on the ice.
Angry Beaver. Maybe it was to the guy that, no, I shouldn't say that. The guy that looks like Justin Bieber.
That's true.
Right?
That is true. Have you been to the Angry Beaver bar down in, I think it's in Greenwood? We went over there and checked that out. It's been about a year since we've been there. It's a decent little, it's a hockey bar. It's pretty,
is it really?
It's a pretty cool place.
Oh, cool. Comes out to the blue for Meetsma. Meetsma wheels and deals, loses it, but picks it back up. Has it on the sideboard, stops, looks, puts it out right for McCutcheon. McCutcheon takes a shot. That was a beautiful, like, thread the needle pass. That was a great pass. I didn't think it was going to make it, but comes all the way back in the Everett zone for Nouque. Nouque spins and turns, puts it to Anderson. Anderson pops it over the red line. Chased down by Minaker. Comes out of the sideboards for McCutcheon. McCutcheon gets tripped up, but he gets helped by Althoff. It comes back to the Eagle blue line. Go D to D. Chased down by Anderson. Grabbed by Althoff. Good aggressive play here. Look. Oh, Althoff tries to take the top corner. Goes picked up by Anderson. Goes back to McCutcheon at the blue. Pops it back to Anderson. Anderson drops it back for Minaker. Minaker gets hit on the boards. Nice, the Eagles are upping their hit. Huge hit on Minaker. Yeah, and it pops out, pops into the crease, comes out of the zone.
Well, Minaker had wrecked 2 guys in a row.
Yeah, so it was probably a little bit of payback.
Enough of him.
Chased down here by Minaker, popped up, grabbed by Corson. Good aggressive behavior here by the Everett Junior Silvertips. They're playing very, very aggressive today.
Icing call?
It's a little bit out of the norm.
No, I like
nice
what
to
I see.
Yeah, I like this. I like what I see. It's great.
Boys are, they're playing with a bit more confidence and swagger, as I mentioned, and I think the lead's got a little bit to do with that. But this also, we've been playing a lot of 18U teams, and there's an amazing size difference between some of our 15-year-olds and some of those 18-year-old, big boys. So
amazing size difference.
Yeah.
I mean, it's overwhelmingly amazing, actually.
Well, we were just watching the game right before ours on this ice, and it's another half of the tournament that was 18U. Loose shot there, covered up by the goalie. And those guys were quite a bit bigger.
They were quite a bit bigger. Yeah.
So, being in here with some guys that are our age, our size, our speed,
I think
that helps.
Which is nice. And this is a good indicator for us for the remainder of this tournament. Grabbed on the sideboards by Wyrick. Wyrick takes a shot. It's loose. Scramble in front of the net. Gets blown down. I really like the tenacity in front of the net by Wyrick and Brendan Phillipps. Brendan Phillipps just coming off of a concussion. He's doing very, very well.
I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the game that the whole team is with us except for Jake Frost, who's back home recovering from a concussion.
Yep, and we wish him speedy recovery. Walton streaming through the zone. chased down by an Eagle player and kind of tripped up when he tried to turn.
See that little hit there, right? Like Corson barely hit 21 and 21 just dropped.
Yeah,
I've seen that several times in this game.
Yep. Comes out, you can see the game, getting a little bit more chippy.
12 minutes left in the game. Score is 5-2 in favor of the Silvertips.
Scrum along the side of the boards here. Trying to figure out who has it. Comes out for the Eagles. Comes out for Rody at the blue. Rody pops it into the Eagle zone. Eagle fires it to the red line, gets collected by Meetsma as he comes off the boards and goes back to Rody. Rody's looking, he takes a pretty hard shot trying to connect to Lombard, but the sideboard for Meetsma. Meetsma can't quite connect to it. It comes back for Rody. Rody pinches way high. And a turnover in the Eagles' favor. Eagles at the blue. They do a cross-ice pass. Goes up for Meetsma. Meetsma streams into the zone. Gets pinched hard. And it goes back into the Eagles' zone. Cross-ice for Anderson. Or Poland, excuse me. To Lombard. Lombard right through the crease for Meetsma. Meetsma behind the net. Lombard chases it down. And it comes out for Gumont at the red line. Gumont streaming in. He takes a shot, gets gloved by the Eagle goalie for the whistle.
.13 in the third period.
Well, a face-off here, deep in the Eagle zone. Comes out for Althoff. Althoff right out front. Shot by Gumont over to Tristan or Minaker. Shot right through the crease by Althoff. Comes back to the blue. Poked into Anderson. Anderson shot to Althoff. Well, there was a lot of stuff happening there. Collected by Anderson, dropped back. Nobody there to collect it.
Great work there.
Good job by Poland. To see, they're both on the ice.
I know, I tripped myself up on that one. I psyched myself out, but yeah, it was a nice job keeping that in there. Really good hard work.
Anderson on the side boards to Althoff. Althoff chasing it down at the boards. Comes out to the blue, gets past Gumont and streams all the way back into the Everett zone. Gumont with it behind the net, looking for that breakout to Anderson. Anderson tries to pop it over. Everett for the line change. Eagles take a shot into the chest of Carson Zadina for the save and the whistle.
Shot took a little bit of a kind of a funny bounce off of Zadina, but he was able to get his glove underneath it there and control it.
We have a face-off here in the Everett zone. Who's on the ice? Oh, we have the Aiden, Corson, and Phillipps line.
It's been a good line for us today. They've been effective.
Jammed up on the sideboards here.
Official going to blow the whistle soon and they don't get that loose. There we go.
Comes out for Phillipps. Phillipps gets taken off the puck by the Eagles. Comes out for Wyrick. Wyrick over the blue. Goes into the Eagles' corner. Eagles try to do a long pass, disrupted by McCutcheon. McCutcheon doing a good job on defense today. Comes back to the D, the D chased down by McCutcheon. Can't quite get there for the icing.
I wasn't quite sure they were going to call that icing. He It got past him on the boards, and the official didn't raise his arm.
Yeah,
and I thought maybe he expected that McCutcheon should have played that, but McCutcheon was really moving in the opposite direction, had no chance to touch that puck. So in the last moment, he gave us the icing call.
There's Justin Bieber, just as a side note. Comes out on the sideboards for Lombard. Walton pinches in, collected by Lombard. Lombard down to Meetsma. Gets disrupted by the Eagles. Spins and turns, comes for Meetsma. Meetsma looks right out front for Herman. Can't connect to it. Meetsma behind the net. Hops it behind the net. Takes the top corner. Doesn't go in. Walton's shot goes wide. Comes back on the sideboard for Lombard. It gets popped out to the blue, stopped by Walton. It's collected in the neutral zone by the Eagles. It's on the sideboard for Meetsma. Rody pops it out of the zone into the neutral zone, chased down by Lombard. Comes out for Walton. Walton looking to get through 4 defensemen and goes wide, gets disrupted at the blue. Rody tries to pinch high.
Walton really trying to do too much on that play.
Yep.
And there was just no way he was going to get that pass across to Orion, and that resulted in an opportunity going the other way.
Yep.
He'd have been better off to throw it in the corner there, wait for his other line mates to chase in.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way that you're going to get through 4. There's no way you're going to get through 4 defenders.
That's the part you got to be careful about when you get a solid lead like this. It's a bit you get overconfident, and start doing things you shouldn't do, thinking that everything's going to work.
Yep.
And that's how you end up. Like, people always say like a 2-goal lead's the worst goal, the worst lead to have, and that's why.
Yep.
You start taking chances that you wouldn't normally take, and they result in opportunities the other way.
Yeah, I mean, if you look, it becomes very individual, right? Like we've talked on many occasions. It gets individuals. Everybody's like, oh, it's a free for all.
And you want to get a piece of the action.
I want to get a piece of the action, right? And that's a tough, that's a tough situation to be in for this age group. So we'll have a face-off here in the Eagles zone. Comes back to the blue for Gumont. Gumont takes a shot. Gets flopped up by Althoff, comes out, and gets covered up by the Eagle goalie. Have another face-off here in the Eagle zone. Comes back for Gumont. Gumont, hard shot, goes high, comes up for Althoff. Althoff whiffs on the shot and gets covered up and whistled down.
This goalie plays positionally really well. I was looking at that. Even if Althoff had gotten everything he wanted to on that shot, there was no way that was getting in. Yeah,
he had nothing. There was no.
Goalie had his pads hooked behind the post and pulled forward tight. He had that covered.
Yep. Goes back to the D for Poland. Poland dumps it into the corner, chased down by Minaker. Up on the sideboards. Good hit by Poland. Disrupted at the blue line and popped back into the Eagles zone. Grabbed up by Althoff right through the crease and can't connect with anybody, and it comes out of the zone, and it will be a icing and come all the way back to the Eagles zone.
5:36 left in the game. Silvertips with the lead 5-2. Gathering up here at the near circle.
Comes back behind the Eagles zone. They pop it up to the blue line. Gets pinched by McCutcheon. McCutcheon very aggressive on the play. Goes back into the Eagle corner. Eagles pop it up to the sideboard. Pinched in again by McCutcheon. McCutcheon gets burned, but it gets collected by Brendan Phillipps. Phillipps over to Nouque. Nouque throws it into the neutral zone. Lots of turnovers here. Nice little spin move there by Brendan Phillipps.
Yeah, he's makes some exciting moves. He's fun to watch. Very creative play.
Just wind down the clock. It looks like they're pinching. Oh, he gets taken off the play. And it comes out of the zone. It's that situation where you can't screw around that much.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
You know, like you can do some. Nouque streaming into the zone. He got disrupted. Does a good job getting back into the play. Notice how it's getting a whole lot more scrambly.
Yeah, for sure. Right?
I don't know if scrambly is the right word, but that's the only thing that popped out of my mouth.
I was with you
at the time, right?
Now you're seeing the Eagles are really just trying to generate anything.
Yep.
And continue to play a good physical game.
Yeah, certainly.
Well, it's like you said earlier, it's getting a little chippy here.
Yep.
Late.
Comes up, scramble in front of the net, gets covered up by Zadina. Actually, good job on that rush from the Eagles, right? I mean, the Eagles are, they're behind, they're staying strong, and they're just playing their game. It's a little overly physical, but good nonetheless. Shot that gets blocked by Herman, goes back to the D, shot by the Eagles, shuffled in, blocked by Zadina. It comes popping back out into the crease, scramble in front of the net. Comes back to the blue for the Eagles. They take a shot, gets blocked by Herman. Herman through the zone, tries to pop it in, and gets disrupted. Picked up by Meetsma. Meetsma back to Lombard. Lombard to Walton. Walton spins and turns, goes through the zone. Looks to take a shot. Goalie gets a tip on it. Picked up by Meetsma. Rifling one-timer shot by Herman.
That was fantastic. Was that Lombard over to Herman?
Yeah, Lombard over to Herman.
Just a
Eagles
fantastic
streaming
shot.
up into the zone.
Did he get it? Zadina got it. Net is loose.
Well, I'm not exactly sure. I actually moved the camera on that because that was so exciting. I was watching it and not filming it. So
well, that was a long, but a very fast cross-ice pass.
Yeah,
getting the camera turned that far, you may not have.
Well, we'll see on the preview.
Well, if it wasn't on film, it was friggin' fantastic.
It was friggin' fantastic.
In real time.
Yes, it was. It was great. It was fantastic. So got a face-off, goes off on the side boards, collected by Althoff. Althoff takes a shot, gets gloved, but a rebound. Comes back, collected by Gumon. Gumon shuffles it up to the blue. The Eagles shuffle it back to the Everett blue. Picked up again by Gumon. Gumon cross-ice pass to Anderson. Anderson can't quite get to it, but it gets blocked. And it comes back out for Althoff. Althoff gets disrupted. Anderson takes a shot, goes wide, comes on the side boards for the Eagles. Comes out to center ice. Picked up by Anderson. Anderson pops it into the zone for Poland. Poland takes the shot, gets gloved. Scramble behind the that was almost another one where he had it at the top of his glove and it spun over and it just about went into the net.
It popped back over the top and I think bounced off his shoulder, but just went.
Yeah, it just went a little wide.
A little wide and right at the same time as when the goal came free.
Oh, right. So, I mean, good aggressive play by the junior Silvertips.
2 minutes left to play in the game.
We got a face-off just outside the Eagle zone. Eagles pick it up. Stream get tripped up. Grabbed by Phillipps. Phillipps wheeling and dealing. Takes a shot. Gets blocked. Loose in front of the net. It comes out of the zone. You can definitely see how the Everett the defense now is pinching way high. McCutcheon with it behind the net. Goes out for Phillipps. Cross-ice pass to Corson. Corson streaming over the zone. Stops up. Nice pass to Phillipps. Phillipps gets disrupted, but hangs on to the puck to Corson. Corson takes the shot. Gets gloved by the Eagle goalie. There's a nice hand wave there by Phillipps.
1 minute and 11 to go.
Score is 5-2 in favor for the Everett Junior Silvertips.
You know, I get a lot of positive feedback on a segment that we like to do called the Canadian Four, where in the last 4 minutes of a game we bring out our best Canadian accents. But we only do that when we're in Canada.
That's exactly right.
And so no Canadian Four today.
What do we do when we're in Idaho?
Yeah, no, there's only so many potato jokes you can make.
Yeah, really.
Oh, official down.
Comes out for
Watch that ice, buddy.
Lombard. Lombard streaming into the zone, taking a shot. Blocker save. Picked up by Meetsma. Goes back to the boards for Rody. Back to Meetsma. Meetsma gets pasted on the boards. And it comes out for Walton. Walton spins and does what Walton does. Takes a shot. Gets blocked. Picked up by Lombard. Lombard pops it behind the Eagle net. Nice hit by Meetsma. Oh, little bit of retaliation on that hit on Meetsma. Went after him. That would almost be that would almost be a boarding because he came straight in for Meetsma.
Yeah.
Looking to
There's a call coming.
Looking to injure.
Roughing.
From what I saw.
No, I don't know if that was roughing. Definitely a penalty called.
We'll see.
The official grabbed his wrist, and I can't remember what that signal is. I don't believe that's roughing.
Vaughn Rody on the last game when we were complaining about not knowing the signals emailed me the official rule book, and I forgot to print it out.
Oh, darn, I would have studied that.
Nice shot by Gumont. Good rebound there in the chest, and
thanks, Vaughn, for sending us that. I'll make sure I take a look.
I'll have to maybe forward it to you.
We can look at it on the old computer.
Look at it.
12 seconds left in the game.
We have a face-off here. Face-off win gets picked up by Herman. Herman hangs it, or that's not Herman. Gumont whiffs on the shot, goes over to Poland. Poland takes the shot, gets blocked, comes back to Poland, and that will be the game. Good job here by the Everett Junior Silvertips, eating out the Idaho Falls Eagles 5-2.
It's a great way to start off the tournament. We were talking in the car on the way over. We had a number of the boys with us coming back from dinner, and they were talking about the time of the games and some of the other factors that we're going to be facing over the course of the weekend. And in particular, they were bemoaning the structure of this particular tournament. In this tournament, the number one and number two teams will play each other for a final game.
Right.
But the 3 and 4 teams don't get that extra game.
Yeah.
And so the boys were saying that was a disappointing setup. And I said to them, you're talking about all the wrong things.
Yeah.
Like what you need to be thinking about is tonight. You got to go out and win tonight's game, get one win in the books, and then you can worry about win number 2. Yep. Because getting out here and winning, it's going to take 3 wins to get into that game.
Yep.
And so you can't afford to let one slip away.
And one game at a time. Right?
So we came out tonight and we did just that. Right, the boys took care of business.
Yep.
Oh, nice here, little hay to the goalies.
Yep.
Yeah, the boys came out, took care of business. They played hard, and they didn't get down on themselves when they got down early. They answered quickly back once they got up 2-1, and then they gave up a goal. They answered quickly back to go right back in the lead, and then they just poured it on from there.
Yeah. No, I really like the aggressive play that we saw. I was a little worried of like the lax time that the boys had been out on the ice, and sitting on an airplane and lazing around the hotel and doing all that stuff, right? It's a little worrisome, but they came out, they fought hard. And we're going to try to see if we can grab a interview here.
Yeah, so it'll be a bit of a surprise. The coaches are going to pick their player of the game, who we're going to bring out in the interview here in a little bit. And I'm going to venture a guess that it's going to be Bryson Rody. I think he had one hell of a game today.
Yeah, no, I I agree with that.
Did he
So
have
we'll
2
see.
goals, or did he have? He was a part of 2 goals. Did
Yeah.
both of those
Yeah.
his. Just he was part of several really good sort of playmaking moments.
Yep.
He took a few big hits and kept his head in the game.
Yep.
Continued playing. He didn't go down. He played
Yep.
hard. That was a good game by Bryson. So I'm going to guess that's who they're going to send to see us today.
Yep.
But we'll find out here in a few minutes.
Well, so we'll go ahead and pause this and see who we get. We'll be back.